It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Detroit Lions and the Cleveland Browns. And it comes your way next.
Along the shores of Lake Erie, the Dog Pound already in full roar. We welcome you to Huntington Bank Field here in downtown Cleveland. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson, or should I say Dean Olson, because tight end U doesn't happen without you. And we've got a great matchup here. We've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple years, every single team, at least the ones that make their mark and find themselves in the playoffs competing for Super Bowls, have a legitimate #1 threat at the tight end position. It almost feels like if you don't have a tight end, your offense is missing a key piece. I know I'm biased, but at tight end U, man, we make no mistake about it. We think we are the most important position in football, and you're not going to convince me otherwise.
The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. Leading them out, the veteran quarterback first-round pick back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
There was a time, and it wasn't very long ago, Mike, that this guy was trending towards becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL. He has to find a way to get back to stacking strong performances, one after another, and keep his team in the hunt. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, but if he plays well, his team is always going to have a strong chance of winning.
Only a gain of 1 on the game's opening play. Here's a 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Chubb. First down and more for Chubb. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Jerome Ford. And he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. Jack Campbell, the former first-round pick, there to wrap him up. 2nd down and 8. They'll run once more with Ford. And he'll work this down inside the 35. Kirby Joseph there to make the play. They need to get it to the 27. This is 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. Gonna look deep, looking for more. That is gonna be hauled in. He's got it. Elijah Moore. Touchdown, Browns. They find the end zone here on the opening drive, and Greg, they're able to do it in the air.
Mike, it makes you wonder, is this drive a sign of things to come? This secondary, they had their hands full there. Are we going to see it repeated throughout the rest of this game, or are they going to have some answers on defense?
Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Browns will take a 7-0 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Here's Craig Reynolds to return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. #1 overall pick in 2016 leads him out, Greg. It's quarterback Jared Goff.
You see Jared Goff now taking the field, and he's coming off one of the best seasons of his career, and he's certainly quieted a lot of skeptics around the league, Mike, and leading this Lions team to the NFC Championship just a season ago. He has his eyes set on taking that next step, and a strong performance here certainly help him achieve that goal. So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
Here's the first carry for the Iowa State Cyclone, David Montgomery. He's inside the 35. And he is out of bounds all the way down at the 30-yard line. It is a big play there for the Lions. 37 yards.
I think it's clear this is something this offense wants to major in, the ability to run the ball effectively against this defense. And after that big gain, you have to imagine they're going to come back to it and dare them to stop it.
One more time for Montgomery. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. Jeremiah Wusu-Koromoa in on the stop. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
On play action, Goff. And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target. No catch. And now 4th down.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast. And tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board, keep possession of the ball, and have it 1st down. Patrick motioning here. Goff to throw on 1st down. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the gun, it's Goff. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now, Goff. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the 1st down. It's going to bring up 4th down.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
So, after his field goal, Bates back out to kick this one away. He airs strong on the return. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Browns offense ready now for their 2nd drive. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
Well, Mike, you know the old saying, the more tight ends on the field, the better. And in this case, it worked out perfectly. A lot of big bodies on the field, hat for a hat. Nice job there by the back, picking up a good gain.
Going deep downfield for Judy. And the Lions are going to take over just shy of midfield.
The best way, Mike, for a defense to bait these bad throws is don't allow the quarterback to throw the ball to their first read. By the time he gets to the third or fourth read, in this case, the defender has already put himself in position, jumped that route, challenged the receiver, and that's a big-time takeaway.
The Lions offense ready for their second possession. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. On the ground, Montgomery to start the drive. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
On 2nd down, Goff. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Here's Goff. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery.
Mike, I don't really even think this is much of a conversation. On the plus side of the 50, I think you've got to keep your offense on the field, stay aggressive, and try to maintain possession. You get field position like this, you want to make sure this drive ends with some sort of points.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. That's taken in, and he will have that 1st down. Taking a chance here early in the game, but they convert on 4th down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
A 2nd down throw for Goff. This one caught by Patrick. And he's going to have a 1st down. He's forced out. Nice pickup of 9. Goff. This throw taken in by Amon-Ra. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle's made here at the 3-yard line.
This has been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with 1st and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
Ball sitting on the 3. It is 1st down and goal. To throw is Goff. He's got it at the 3. And he'll take it on in. Amon-Ra, St. Brown. Touchdown, Lions.
Now, remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
Now Jake Bates on for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Lions are on top. It's now 10-7. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. On the return, this is Strong. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Browns offense ready to get back at it. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll start on the ground with Chubb. Still keeping the legs moving, somehow managing to turn that into a gain. Here's 2nd and 9. Watson going to give it to Chubb. Room up the sideline at the 45. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
First and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Ford. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
On 1st and 10, it's Chubb. He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
Got to get this to the 25. Here's 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Watson. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on now for the field goal. This is going to be a 51-yard attempt. And that's going to run out of steam. It comes up short. No good. And this is going to remain a 3-point game.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
On 1st down, it's Goff. He'll find Montgomery out of the backfield. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Throwing on 2nd down, Goff. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down. Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Back to the air, it's Goff. Quickly, they get it into the hands of Williams.
Well, let's give the defense a little credit here. You talk about read and reacting quickly. They recognize the screen right out of the jump, and he's able to beat the blocker to the spot and keep him to no gain.
From the gun, on third down, it's gone. And that is incomplete.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and he's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly. And even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that threat in because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier.
Browns offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. Chubb takes his handoff, running left. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They'll come up now for second down and 4. They'll stay on the ground with Chubb. And some good running there. That's a first down up to the 43. And he continues to have success running the ball here in the first half as he's closing in on 100 yards already. They'll go 3 tight ends here on first and 10. Here's a handoff to Chubb, heading left. Tough to bring down, and somehow he manages to get 4 yards out of that. Here's second and 6. They bring Judy in motion. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. He's got it. That's a first down up across midfield and down to the 47-yard line.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Running is Chubb. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a second and 6.
At the 43-yard line.
Here's Chubb. Gets to the edge at the 30. Strong running there. He brings this down inside the 25.
We had a feeling coming into the game that they were going to get this guy plenty of touches, and you can see from this early success why. The defense is going to have to make some adjustments here because they have had no answers thus far.
Here's first and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
And you talk about a guy who's been running with a purpose here in the first half, Mike. I mean, not only hitting the holes and accelerating through them, but as the numbers telling you, he might be on his way to a big, big ball game.
Here's 4. He is in. Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Cleveland.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Browns are on top. It's 14-10. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Reynolds now on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Lions offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. So they start this on the ground with Montgomery. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. To throw is Goff. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack. Here's Jack Fox now, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. And he's going to be hit and dropped right away. That's great coverage there. Winds up with nothing on the return. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. On the handoff, this is Chubb. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Jack Campbell, the former first-round pick, there to wrap him up. Moore going in motion. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. That's Carlton Davis bringing an end to that one. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Watson going deep downfield for Judy. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots. Even though they weren't able to connect, it's going to have an impact the rest of the game. You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that 4th down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time 4th down stop.
Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with 1st and 10. Goff with the give to Montgomery. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. They'll go play action with Goff. The blitz overwhelming the offensive line, and down he goes. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Goff to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down. Mike, living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And he looks up and he's taken down right away. Maybe fortunate just to hold on to the ball as he was tackled immediately after hauling that one in. It's a three tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. They'll go with Chubb. What more could you ask for on 1st down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short. Once again, it's Chubb. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
What we're seeing here in this first half, Mike, is an example of the offensive line, the running back, and the play caller all on the same page. The execution and the ability to continue to pick up chunk plays on the ground has been a great start for this offense.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Here's a handoff to Chubb. That's a short pickup to about the 47. Zadarius Smith, the linebacker, in on the stop. On the ground, this is Ford. He'll push forward for about a yard. Big lineman Aleem McNeil ends the play there. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Watson. That is intercepted. And the Lions are going to get it back here just past the 35.
So this is where an offensive play caller needs to come to the rescue of his quarterback, because this defense, they're onto you. They've got 2 picks. They're starting to pick up on your tendencies. They're shifting guys over to counter them. Now you've got to add some wrinkles. Now you've got to throw them a curveball and try to shift back some of that advantage to your side of the ball.
The Lions offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On the ground, Montgomery to start the drive. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. One more time for Montgomery. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
He was taken down at the 50-yard line. A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down, Detroit.
We are through 1. It's the Browns with the advantage. And we're back to Cleveland in a minute. Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. To the outside, that's St. Brown. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Here's Goff. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up fourth down. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Browns offense and quarterback Deshaun Watson getting set for their next drive. They'll do so with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Watson going to give it to Chubb. Nice gain on 1st down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? Wyatt Teller called for the infraction. From the shotgun, a give to Ford. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. So they go backwards on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll run once more with Ford. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Aiden Hutchinson, the former 1st rounder, in on the tackle. It is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. He's got his man complete. That's Judy. It's a gain of 28 as they convert on 3rd down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Chubb takes his handoff, running left. And he's going to be taken down.
And this offense just continues to chew up yards and get 1st down after 1st down. And defensively now, you find yourself a little bit on your heels. You're defending a goal-to-go situation. They need to step up here and get a stop.
A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's Ford. A 2nd effort, and he is in. Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Browns. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Hopkins now to tack on the extra point. He's got it. And the Browns are out to a 21-10 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This is fielded inside the 5. Oh, he's got room past the 30. The Lions offense back onto the field for their next possession. They look to make some inroads here. They're down 21-10 in this one as they come up on a first down. From the gun, it's Goff. Along the sideline, Williams pulls it in.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They'll bring St. Brown in motion. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And he's going to take this past the 45, and that's good enough for a first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. They'll stay on the ground. Again, Montgomery. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
Off the play fake, here's Goff. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play a man-to-man, and it's exactly what they...
That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception, but boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They start with the lead and the football. They do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. He'll run with 4. And he'll lean forward, getting this to about the 35. Jack Campbell, the former first-round pick, there to wrap him up.
Second and 6 at the 35-yard line.
Again, it's 4. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Just watch the speed of the pursuit out of this safety on this tackle, Mike. His ability to play from depth and attack the line of scrimmage and meet that ball carrier in the hole and keep him to no gain. You don't see a lot of safeties able to make that tackle in the open field. That's pretty impressive.
They need to get to the 29 here, facing 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Nick Chubb, the intended target there. And that'll set up 4th down.
So after their defense gives them a gift on their last drive and gets them the ball back and on the field, they nearly return the favor following that dangerous throw of their own. And at this point, they're lucky to walk away with just an incompletion.
Inside the 10, it is caught. And he's going to be taken down.
Sudden change. So you find yourself defensively a little bit on your heels. Your offense just turned the ball over, and now you've got to go out and make a stand. Well, so far this offense has moved the ball pretty quickly, but can they dig in and at least force a field goal?
Ball sitting at the 7. 1st and goal. Here's Chubb. And he will power his way into the end zone. Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Cleveland. Now Hopkins on to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Browns add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. On the handoff, it's Montgomery. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is. First down.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On play action, Goff. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And he gets run out of bounds. A short pickup, but it's good enough for a first down.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game. Just one more thing for the defense to have to defend. Make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone. Defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing that.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Goff to throw. He's going to take a shot down the field. And that is incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath. Nice job by the defense there, stopping them short on 3rd down. Brings up 4th, but Mike, honestly, I don't think there's much decision to be made. He's got to keep his offense out there. They need to come away with points. Find themselves down multiple scores in this one. They're going to have to maximize these possessions.
Fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. Nick Chubb and the rest of the Browns offense set to take over again. They've opened up a big lead already. Try to put this one to bed maybe before halftime. Another drive starts here with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Chubb. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
They'll come up here 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Chubb. A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
He was brought down at the 45-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
To throw on second down is Watson. This is brought in downfield by Judy. 25 yards, the pickup there. It's a Browns first down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
Out of the gun, they'll give it, and it's 4. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. On second down, it's 4. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to third down. They'll try and run it here, and it's Chubb. And the Browns are going to be set up with a first and goal as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 3.
And his great first half on the ground continues, and this is one of those guys that when he gets in the groove, it seems like it's an 8-yard run, a 10-yard run, and all of a sudden a 15-yard chunk play, one after another.
5 yards from the house. They've got it first and goal. Here's a run. Whoa. And he's got another one. Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Browns. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. So his big first half continues. 3 rushing touchdowns already. Maybe have to start looking at the record book, see if he can do it. The record in a game is 6. Hopkins now to tack on the extra point. He's got it. And the Browns tack on 1 more to their lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The visitors' offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Throwing here is Goff. That one, oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be 2nd down. Throwing, Goff. He'll get this out to his running back. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain.
What an advantage it brings a defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field. And this is a great example here why.
Quickly, he gets it out to his right. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
The home team's offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. A run up the middle with Chubb. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL might do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
And he'll drive this one forward down to the 36. Jack Campbell, the former first-round pick, there to wrap him up. 2nd and 7. Shotgun snap to Watson. That's into the hands of Judy on the right side. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
From the 1-yard line, first down and goal. They'll run with Chubb. A second effort, and he is in. Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Cleveland. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now, on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This will be returned from the 6. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The visitors' offense about ready to take over once more. 1st and 10. So they start this on the ground with Montgomery. And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. Dalvin Tomlinson fighting off the blocks to make the play. Here's 2nd and 9. Now, Goff. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete. The tight end, Sam Laporta, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Here's Goff. It is caught left side by St. Brown.
I think there's one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
And he'll get a few yards back here on the return before being forced out of bounds. The Browns offense and Jerry Jeudy getting set for their next possession. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender at him, maybe. Look at what he's done. Whatever the defense has tried in the first half, it hasn't worked. On 1st down, Watson. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith forcing his way in to bring him down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring them down.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Here's Watson. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position, a huge chance to cut into the deficit.
Look, Mike, the reality here is that he's just not seeing the field the way that he needs to. Now, give credit. A big part of this is the defense doing an excellent job disguising its coverages all game long. Just before the snap, when he thinks he has the answers, the secondary changes the questions, and they've been rewarded with 3 picks for their effort.
So Jared Goff and the Lions offense getting set for this next drive. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. And he looks to add to them with another drive here. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Goff with the give to Montgomery. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. To throw is Goff. Throwing left side, and it's taken in by Williams.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
That's deep for the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receiver he was trying to target. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
I can tell you from firsthand experience, Mike, that is a lonely and long jog back to the huddle. I mean, you're an inch away from being the hero with a deep touchdown. Instead, you let it go through your fingertips, and you got to come back to the huddle and try again.
That's into the hands of the receiver, Patrick. And he's going to have the 1st down. An aggressive call there, but it works out as they convert on 4th down. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. We'll have more from Cleveland after this. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now Goff. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Goff. He's got his tight end. That's Laporta. And he will score. Sam Laporta. Touchdown, Detroit.
We're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn into a runner after they're able to secure the catch. And sometimes it's easier said than done. But if you want to survive in this league as a wide receiver, you have to be able to make plays like this after the catch. And great job there by the quarterback being accurate, and great job by the receiver running after he makes the catch.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Browns offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. Watson now on 1st down. That is knocked away, incomplete. Good coverage there defensively, all over him. And it'll be second down.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays. And frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day.
Here's 1st and 10. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. And that'll be knocked down. It's incomplete, but it might not matter.
Offside.
Let's check on this penalty.
Still first down.
So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Out of the gun, Watson. Gonna look deep, looking for more. That one broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on 1st down, couldn't connect. It'll bring up 2nd down.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page. So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. The next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
Watson now on 3rd down. Again, working deep downfield. That one is batted away, incomplete. No separation that time, tightly defended. It brings up 4th down.
Just a great example of not only the anticipation, but the instincts to go break that pass up, Mike. You can see he's clearly looking at the quarterback's eyes, and once that ball was delivered, he's just attacking it and breaking it up. So this offense, they think this is a prime opportunity to go for it through the air on 4th down, but this defense was having none of it. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, no easy completions, and this defense forces a huge stop on 4th down.
The Lions offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They'll begin just shy of midfield with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Goff. That's a short one caught by Laporta. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's Goff. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
I could sit up here all day, Mike, and we could talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved a touchdown along the way.
Williams in motion. They'll go for it. Here's Goff. He'll get this one complete to St. Brown. And he's in. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Lions. That's his 2nd touchdown so far here in the first half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer because right now they don't have one for this guy.
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions are able to edge a bit closer. Halftime, coming close, and not much time left as this one is kicked away. On the return, this is Strong. Now an opening past the 30. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Watson. Looking deep here for Tillman. Carlton Davis there defensively to break that one up.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
He's going to dial up another deep ball. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we hit halftime here in Cleveland, and the Browns are in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Michael, thanks very much as we welcome you into our downtown Orlando studios and the EA Sports halftime report. We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He's already over 200 yards rushing as he's well on his way to what could be a record-breaking performance.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. Reynolds now on the return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Lions offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. On the ground, Montgomery to start the drive. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. That was Jordan Hicks who got him down. Second down and 8. One more time for Montgomery. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. I think he's going to lose a yard.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And the defense finds the end zone. Great work inside by the linebacker, who takes it back the other way for the touchdown.
Yeah, and he just never saw the linebacker in the middle of the field, Mike, and the quarterback was locked in on his receiver, and once that ball came out of his hand, I think he wanted it back.
Now Hopkins on to add the extra point. It's up and through. And the Browns will extend this third quarter lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Reynolds now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. To throw is Goff. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
Oftentimes, it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it, you start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
Quick slant taken in by Amon-Ra. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. Goff to throw. And that is incomplete.
So here in the 2nd half, it's obvious the offense finds themselves in a tough spot, trailing by this many points, but really what makes it difficult is when you have to operate, Mike, in a comeback situation where you have to air the ball out every single play, it stresses your offensive line, it stresses your quarterback, it stresses your playmakers. It is just a really difficult way to play offensive football in the NFL, and they've got to do it really for the remainder of this half.
The Browns offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And the turnovers have really been the story here. Take you back through the actually the lowlights in this one. Not a lot of positives when you have a 3-interception game under pressure all game long. The secondary feasting on his passes. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive. He'll inch forward for maybe a yard. Alex Anzalone in for the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 9. Now it's Watson. That's caught by 4. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after.
Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense, immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Seemed to me from up here, Mike, that he really locked in on that guy. He told himself, I'm going to give my guy a chance to go compete for this ball. But anytime he enters such a crowded area, it usually means if he works through his progression, there's an easier throw somewhere on the field. Instead, he tries to fit it in and just wasn't able to quite make the completion. Let's call it for what it is, Mike. I mean, right now, this team is winning in spite of him. Certainly not because of him. And what's really concerning is that's the most important position on the team. And if they are able to hold on and they do pull this game out, it could wind up being one of the most poor performances we've ever seen in a winning effort that I can recall in a long time.
Incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on 4th. They'll wind up giving the ball over on down. The Lions offense and Jared Goff set to go to work once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. On 1st down, it's Goff. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Back to the air, it's Goff. This throw out wide to St. Brown. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
In a lot of offenses, Mike, these quick passes to the wide receivers really fall under the run category. Of course, they're going to go down as a forward pass, but to a lot of offensive coordinators in the league, it's a lot easier to pick up 1st and 2nd down yardage on these quicks than it is to turn around and hand it off to your running back and count on blocking everybody. Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away. You know, the hardest part about these missed kicks, Mike, is for all the guys that work so hard to put the ball in position to come away with points. You kind of trot off the field. You're hoping that next possession has a different result.
The Browns offense ready to get back at it. And thus far, Greg, this has been a master class on how to run the football.
And this falls into the category, Mike, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They found early success in this game and never really had the need to go away from it. I think barring some sort of defensive adjustment that they can slow down this rushing attack, I think if I'm this offensive play caller, just continue to do what works, because right now the defense has no answers.
Watson going to give it to Chubb. He'll be brought down after a short pickup to the 45. A run straight ahead, that's Ford. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
It's not just the blockers creating yards for him out there. He created most of that yardage on his own, shrugging off the initial tackle attempt and continuing to rumble downfield.
Up the middle, here's Ford. Not much there, maybe a yard. They'll run once more with Ford. He'll get 4 and down inside the 20-yard line. Third and 5. Shotgun snap to Watson. That's taken in by Chubb. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on now for the field goal. It'll be a 35-yard attempt. He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. And the Browns will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Reynolds now on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready for this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
One of those plays where you like the idea, you just don't like the execution. I didn't feel the quarterback was overly comfortable in the pocket. Footwork, a little bit sloppy. All of a sudden now the pass is a little less accurate and an opportunity for a big shot, you end up falling short.
A second down throw for Goff. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
And he is going backwards. Good coverage there to make sure he did not get free. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They've definitely outplayed their opponents to this point in the third quarter. Might be looking to grind out some first downs and chew up some valuable time on the clock. Here's Watson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
On second down, here's Watson. Open man, and that's Tillman. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
Still third down.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And that is incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended target, and that's going to lead to a fourth down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position, a huge chance to cut into the deficit.
There's not a position on the field, Mike, let alone any sport, where the mental side doesn't come in and impact how well you perform. And in this case, when you've thrown 4 interceptions in one game, I think we can all safely assume some of those mental issues have seeped into his game. And if he can't get settled down, he's playing right into the hands of this defense.
Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. They'll begin with great field position, a short field, in fact, as they start with a first down. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. They'll go play action with Goff. And the rush too strong. They're in there in a flash for the sack. On second down, Goff. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down. Throwing, Goff. That one on target to Williams. He's got it. And he will score. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Detroit. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions are able to cut into the deficit. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Here comes Ford on the return. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The home team's offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. Here's a handoff to Chubb, heading left. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss, but it still stopped for no gain.
And once again, they try the same runner. They get the same result. Back-to-back carries of no gain. Now it's third down. Out of the gun, Watson. Looking deep here for Tillman. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
The visitors' offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On first and 10, here's Goff. He'll find Montgomery out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it, because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
To the right side, that's St. Brown. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
So far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
Right back to St. Brown. They connect again. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Here's a handoff to Montgomery. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Jeremiah Wusu-Koramoah in on the stop. Now the first carry for the Alabama speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. And he'll get this close to a first down. Gets about 7, maybe a yard short of the first down. They'll empty out the backfield as they come up for 3rd and a yard. From the gun, it's Goff. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. So you know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. They'll try it now with Montgomery. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
Yeah, when you find yourself down big here in the second half, you have to maximize every possession. And that's exactly what the coach tried to do, going for it on 4th down. Give yourselves a chance to cut into this big lead. But it's the defense that came through again with a huge stop. And that's going to make their chances of coming back that much more difficult.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll start on the ground with Chubb. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Gonna look deep, looking for more. That'll change things. Out of bounds inside the 35. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. 42 yards.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
On 1st down, it's Watson. He'll go right and find his running back. It's a gain of 10 yards. 1st down, Cleveland.
A running back that can be used in the passing game is a handful for these defenses. And you can tell this offense, they're not shy getting this guy the ball. And I think the rest of this game, they're going to continue to see, hey, defense, do you have an answer for this guy?
From the shotgun, a give to Ford. He'll get about 2. Zadarius Smith, the linebacker, in on the stop.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the Lions' 20-yard line.
They'll stay on the ground with Chubb. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down, forthcoming.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
From the shotgun, here's Watson. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Just a couple plays ago, Mike, it felt like a touchdown was kind of inevitable. They were doing everything they wanted as they marched the length of the field, and then as they got down here close to the red zone and that field condenses, they started getting sloppy in their execution. Now, what do they do on 4th down? Do they try to keep their offense out there and extend the drive, or do they settle for 3? So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
Reynolds now on the return. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown and the rest of the Detroit offense heading out for their next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Goff to throw on 1st down. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete.
There was no hesitation from the quarterback. From the jump, he knew where he wanted to go with that ball, but it still leads to an incompletion. They're just still not quite on the same page.
A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete.
You hear quarterback coaches say it all the time. Let's get our guy easy completions. Well, that falls certainly into that category, Mike, but when you fail to connect on those, it just ends up being a wasted down.
And on third down, that ball incomplete.
And that's what you call a wasted series. They come out here and they decide we're just going to air it out. First, second, third down. All three incompletions, and now it brings up fourth down. And barring some crazy decision here to keep your offense on the field, you're going to find yourself right back on the sideline.
And we will not see a return on this one, as it will be marked down. The home team's offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Back to throw is Watson. Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position, a huge chance to cut into the deficit.
It's not often, Mike, that we get to sit here and witness history. I mean, he is officially one of one, the first player to ever pick off 5 passes in one game. It's taken a perfect performance, yes. Probably a little bit of luck, yes. But he's come through all game long, and he's earned his place in NFL history.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. He's got Laporta open on the left side. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. Now Goff. That one, oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be second down. Throwing here is Goff. That's right side and brought in by Williams. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Here's Goff. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Denzel Ward in there defensively to knock it away.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6? And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
On the return, this is Strong. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The Browns offense ready to see what they can do. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. Chubb takes his handoff, running left. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at their 49-yard line.
Once again, it's Chubb. He'll get this to about midfield. Brian Branch in on the tackle. Here's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run it here, and it's Chubb. And he is going to have a Browns first down. Won't be by much. He needed 3. He got 3. What the mark says, first down.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance, but I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough, and they're going to be able to keep this drive alive.
On 1st and 10, it's Chubb. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. On the ground, it's Chubb. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. Third down, 3 to go. He'll try and run for the first down. It's 4. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this 3rd quarter. So back and forth they go as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On the ground, this is 4. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it, and no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Chubb. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Second and 7. They give it, and it's 4. And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is...
And he's into the end zone yet again. Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Browns. Make it 4 touchdowns for him on the afternoon. And that touchdown probably, Greg, ends any small hopes of a comeback on the other side.
Yeah, and I think those chances, Mike, were small to begin with, but with that last score, I think this one is pretty much over.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Browns will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This taken at the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Lions offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Goff to throw. That's over the middle, taken in by Laporta. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense get a little lackadaisical. When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays, but I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
That is hot. What a throw. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Lions. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Here's Bates for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Lions are able to edge a bit closer.
Lions 41.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Here comes Ford on the return. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. Nick Chubb and the rest of the Browns offense set to take over again. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point. Now they'll try to finish up strong. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down. Second down and 3. Watson going to give it to Chubb. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Here's Chubb. And he is going to have a Browns first down. They're able to convert on 3rd and short, picking up 4.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. On the handoff, this is Chubb. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. Up the middle, here's Ford. Strong running there, pushing his way forward to gain a couple.
A gain of 2 brings up 4th down and less than a yard.
The offense is out there, 4th and inches. They'll try it now with Chubb. And he's going to have a Browns first down. Quite a call there. They go for it on 4th and inches, and it's a gain of 5. And that carry is going to be the one to do it. He surpasses Adrian Peterson's single-game mark of 296 yards. Peterson did it in 2007. You have just watched one of the best individual performances in the history of the National Football League. Now Chubb. And he is tough to bring down. Finally, the defense gets him on the ground. It'll be no gain on that play.
This play right here is just a clear example of just how hard it is to bring this back down, Mike. I mean, he had to break multiple tackles just to get back to the original line of scrimmage. But give credit to the defense. They kept bringing bodies at him, and they're eventually able to get him down for no gain.
They need to get it to the 27. This is 3rd down. Running is Chubb.
Chubb, the ball carrier. He's brought down at the 31. A gain of 5. It's 4th down.
Dustin Hopkins on now for the field goal. This a 48-yard attempt. And that one bounces off the crossbar, but it goes in. It's good. And the Browns add on to their lead.
And he has a big sigh of relief there, Mike. I mean, that was a very fortunate bounce because he definitely did not get all of that one.
A safe kick taken at the 5. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Lions offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Goff to throw. It's caught by the tight end Laporta. He's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. 2nd and a yard. Now, Goff. He'll go right back to Laporta. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up.
This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
A 2nd down throw for Goff. It is caught left side by St. Brown.
After that 1st down sack, I think we both kind of looked at each other and said, all right, well, there goes this drive. But a really nice job there in the passing game on 2nd down. That big chunk brings them from 2nd and long to now at least 3rd and manageable.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Goff. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
To get this complete, it's Williams over the middle. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. To throw is Goff. That's caught by Gibbs. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. Oh, he coughs up the football. The Browns have it. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it, and which team does a better job taking it away.
The Browns offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll go with Chubb. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Here's a handoff to Chubb, heading left. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes third down. He'll try to get this one on the ground. Looking for room out on the edge. He's not going to find it. As a matter of fact, I think they tracked him down behind the line of scrimmage. Good job by the defense, and it's fourth down.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
The offense not coming off the field, and here's fourth down. They snap it to Watson. That's caught by 4. He's going to pick up the Browns' first down by a good 3 yards as they get the conversion on 4th and 5.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They bring Judy in motion. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for second down and 4. On the handoff, 4. And he's going to pick up the first down. Tackle made right at the 20-yard line.
That's good. 4-8. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Shotgun snap to Watson. Here's a shot toward the end zone.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make.
They'll run it straight ahead with Chubb. And he will score again. Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Cleveland. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. And making a hat trick, that is his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. A big reason his team is on top.
And so far, Mike, this run game has been the difference, and we're going to see in the second half. Now, can they protect this lead? Because, Mike, that's where a run game has its most value. And so far, this guy's been incredible.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Here's Goff. This one caught by Patrick. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down. They'll go for it. Here's Goff. And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Martin Emerson. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick six for touchdown. The defense is having a day. They extend the lead with Greg their second pick six of the game.
And that's just something you don't see very often in the NFL, Mike. I mean, you might see a handful of games each year where there's one pick six, but to get two pick sixes in the same game, this defense is on fire.
Hopkins now to tack on the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Browns will add one more onto their big lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Lions offense getting set to get back to work. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Patrick motioning here. On 1st down, it's Goff. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'd say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. From the gun, it's Goff. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. To throw is Goff. Throwing left side, and it's taken in by Williams. 11 yards on the connection there. Good for a Lions 1st down. Throwing, Goff. That's a short one caught by Laporta. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. There's that man again, another catch. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Well, it wasn't the most exciting throw of the day, but I want you to watch, Mike, is the suddenness of the route runner. Change of speed, change of direction. Those are the qualities of great route runners, and this guy's certainly one of them.
And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Now Goff. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Throwing here is Goff. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's the Lions punt team now. Oh, not the greatest punt there. This is going to hit and go out of bounds. The Browns offense about ready to take over once more. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Chubb. And a minimal gain here, only to about the 31. Second down and 8. Once again, it's Chubb. And he's going to have a Browns first down as he gets this up to the 42.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
On the ground, it's Chubb. Give him 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another first down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. From the 35, it's first and 10. Chubb takes his head up, running left. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, here he is just taking over this drive from the running back spot. And frankly, Mike, any time the secondary and defensive backs are making a lot of tackles downfield, you know the offensive line's doing their job up front. And we can see the results.
He won't gain a lot of traction there. Down only to the 24. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll stay on the ground with Chubb. And he'll work this into the red zone inside the 20-yard line, taken down after a gain of 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. Here's a handoff to Chubb. Now we'll get a timeout, Cleveland. That's their second. To stop it here with 1:07 on the clock. The offense staying out there for this 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And this is not going to be enough. He is short of the marker. And they have turned it over on downs.
So this play by the middle linebacker is all about play recognition. Reminds me of a former teammate, Luke Kuechly. He knew the play before it was going to happen. Watch him. He diagnoses, he tracks the ball, and bang, makes a huge tackle, short of the yard to gain, forces the turnover on downs.
So Jared Goff and the Lions offense getting set for this next drive. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Goff. He'll let this one go long for Williams. That is hard. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25.
It's a pickup of 61 yards. First down, Detroit.
And that last throw will be the one that does it. He has now set the NFL record, most passing yards in a single game. Goff to throw on first down. That is hauled in at the 5. What a pickup, a gain of 18. And it sets up first and goal. And now the referee, looks like he has gotten word from replay. They're going to stop the game inside the last 2 minutes. All replays emanate from there.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So that is what you want. I know sometimes it takes time, but they do get it right, and this call will stand. Goff to throw. That's hauled in at the 2. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. So it's a win for the Browns. They put it all together against a very difficult opponent. There are not too many people who were giving him much of a shot coming in. But they rode the energy of this home crowd, got some big plays on both sides of the ball. They're going to come away with the victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Dog Pound's happy. It's a win for the Browns as we say farewell from Cleveland.